Hey everyone, it's Leo from English Donghua. Today, we're diving into the world of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to explore the science and sorcery of a mistress. In this world, the practice of alchemy is not mere magic. It is the pinnacle of science. It's a discipline that operates on firm, unwavering laws, blending chemistry with a metaphysical understanding of the universe. Practitioners, known as alchemists, are not wizards but gifted scientists who must possess a profound knowledge of chemistry and alchemical theory. However, this power has a dark and forbidden side, leading those who dare to play God down a path of catastrophic consequences. In this deep dive, we're going to deconstruct the fundamental principles of this complex art, from its core law to its most dangerous and taboo applications. The law of equivalent exchange. At the very heart of all alchemy lies one absolute, inescapable principle: the law of equivalent exchange. As the series famously states, humankind cannot gain anything without first giving something in return. To obtain, something of equal value must be lost. This is not just a guideline, but the foundational truth upon which the entire science is built. This law is a fictionalized version of real-world scientific principles, most notably the first law of thermodynamics, which states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. In the world of Full Metal Alchemist, this concept is broken down into two further laws. The law of conservation of mass. This dictates that an object cannot be created from nothing. If an alchemist transmutes a 1 kilogram stone wall, the resulting object must also have a total mass of 1 kilogram. Matter can be reshaped, but its total mass remains constant. The law of natural providence. This law governs the composition of matter. An object can only be transmuted into something of a similar elemental makeup. For example, an alchemist cannot turn water into stone, composed largely of silicates, because their fundamental compositions are different. This is why turning lead into gold is considered impossible under normal circumstances. For the young Elric brothers, equivalent exchange was more than just a scientific law. They believed it to be the world's one and only truth. It presented a logical, balanced view of the universe, where effort would be met with equal reward. However, their journey would force them to confront the limitations of this law, especially when faced with the unquantifiable value of a human soul. The three-step process of transmutation. So, with that law in mind, how does an alchemist actually perform the act of alchemy? The process is known as transmutation, and it's a deliberate scientific process that follows a strict three-step sequence. Step 1. Comprehension. The first and critical step is for the alchemist to understand the inherent structure and properties of the material they wish to transmute. This requires a deep knowledge of the object's atomic and molecular makeup. An alchemist cannot simply will a change. They must first analyze and comprehend the substance on a scientific level. This is where specialization occurs. An alchemist like Roy Mustang is a master of flame alchemy because he has an unparalleled comprehension of the gases in the atmosphere. Step 2. Deconstruction. Once the material is understood, the alchemist uses energy to break down its physical structure, reducing it to a more malleable, primordial state. This step effectively dissolves the object, preparing it to be reformed. Step 3. Reconstruction. In the final step, the alchemist continues to apply energy to reshape the deconstructed matter into a new form, completing the transmutation. This is the most visible part of the process, where a stone wall becomes a statue or pieces of a broken radio are reassembled. This entire sequence requires a conduit to channel the energy needed for the reaction. That conduit is the transmutation circle. The power of the circle. A transmutation circle is the essential tool for nearly every alchemist. It is a mathematically designed foundation that channels and dictates the flow of energy required to perform a transmutation. The circle itself is symbolic, representing the infinite and cyclical flow of energy in the world. It has no beginning and no end, mirroring the eternal nature of the law of equivalent exchange. Within the circle, various runes in geometric shapes, such as triangles, hexagons, and specific symbols, are inscribed. These are not random decorations. Each one is a precise instruction that defines the alchemical formula. For example, Colonel Mustang's circle includes the symbol of a salamander, a creature long associated with fire in real-world alchemy lore. Because drawing these circles in the heat of battle is impractical, many alchemists have them pre-inscribed on gloves or other equipment. The only known way to bypass the need for a circle is to have performed the ultimate taboo, human transmutation. Those who survive are taken through the gate of truth, where they gain a profound understanding of alchemy. This knowledge effectively turns their own body into a living transmutation circle, allowing them to perform alchemy simply by clapping their hands. The ultimate taboo, human transmutation. And that brings us to the darkest corner of alchemy. While it is a science, there are lines that must not be crossed. The greatest of these is human transmutation, an act considered the ultimate taboo. This forbidden art encompasses any attempt to create or resurrect a human being. The reason for its failure is rooted in the law of equivalent exchange. The law demands a price of equal value, but a human soul is considered to have an unquantifiable, infinite value. There is no material or combination of materials that can equal a soul. Attempting to pay for a soul with finite materials creates a massive imbalance. This imbalance triggers a catastrophic event known as a rebound. The transmutation fails, but the law still exacts its price, taking something of immense value from the alchemists themselves to rebalance the equation. When Ed and Alphonse Elric attempted to resurrect their mother, the rebound took Ed's left leg and Al's entire physical body. Their teacher, Izumi Curtis, lost several internal organs when she tried to revive her stillborn child. When Roy Mustang was forced to perform the taboo, the price was his eyesight. Crucially, the transmutation never succeeds. The result is not a resurrected person, but a grotesque, malformed creature that is a mockery of life. The only known way to circumvent the rebound is to use a philosopher's stone. This is because the stone itself is made from countless human souls, providing the necessary payment to satisfy the exchange. A morally monstrous solution to an impossible problem. And that's our deep dive into the core principles of alchemy. I'm Leo from English Donghua. Thanks for watching.